it has become imperative that we brief you here today so that we can express our view on the state of the nation. For the entirety of the month of October 2020, our dear country Nigeria has been in the grip of a vicious enemy. The enemy we speak about is not the Endsars protests or the protesters, who are themselves victims, even though they are led to erroneously believe they are in charge or that they call the shots in some sort of way. In reality, they have proven to possess lesser will than puppets. They fall even below the level of pawns in proper reckoning. The enemy is the fake news that has been deployed against Nigeria as a veritable weapon of mass destruction, which the original Endsars protesters, as a result of their naivety, allowed to almost prevail. The issue we have now is about fake news, and the fake news that has almost ruined our country, Nigeria, that if we are not careful, is going to destroy our country, and we will experience what other countries like Rwanda went through. In the midst of the ongoing carnage in several cities of the country, we seem to have forgotten that although justified by a long-running tradition brutality of human rights abuses by the Nigerian police force, the Endsars protests were triggered by a lie. A video circulated which was used as basis to say that operatives of the defunct SARS summarily executed a young man and fled with his Toyota Venza car. It turned out that the young man did not die as a good Samaritan, took him to the hospital for treatment. He was not shot as well, but rather fell out of the car in a bid to get away from the brutal policemen. The point here being that there were people that were on the lookout for just that kind of incident as a trigger for what we are witnessing today. So, in practical terms, the Endsars protests are all based on lies. In the few days of which the protests were peaceful, there were a series of contents posted on social media and online, which later turned out to be false. This included lies that there were harsh clampdown on protesters, when in reality, there was nothing of such. Later on, the protesters began publishing the fake news that the federal government has sent thugs to infiltrate their ranks, also to disrupt protesters, peaceful protesters. Although these were initially false, the fake news nonetheless became invitation to thugs and hoodlums to join the protest, thinking that the government will actually pay them along the lines suggested by the Endsars protesters. The use of fake news by the Endsars protesters was matched only by their reckless and irresponsible act of obstructing major routes in order to disrupt Nigerians and make them uncomfortable. Fueled with pizza and takeaway provided with blood money, they began taunting not just the government, but also other Nigerians upon whom they have inflicted their maximum hardship. The irresponsible behavior and the use of fake news got to the climax at the Lekki toll gate on Tuesday, October 20th, 2020, as they attributed the pandemonium that broke out among them in shooting by military men. They trended pictures from movies production, from dramas acted in the past, and video and pictures of people that were dead before, not by the Lekki incident, but other stories. They trended all this and claimed those victims were from the shooting. Fake news. All these were fake news. They shared gory pictures and videos that had no connection with Lekki and claimed they depicted them maliciously resurrected by the time it was daybreak, including actress Eniola Badmus, coming out to refute reports of her demise. A lot of people that their pictures were posted on social media that they were victims or they were murdered by military men came out to refute such things on social media again, to say no, they were alive. Some even had to state that they did not go anywhere close to the Lekki toll gate that day. From the independent accounts that have continued to emerge from the Lekki incident, it is apparent that the Nigerian army is no complicit in what the protesters and their fake news promoters accuse them of. One DJ Switch happened to live stream the entire shooting, but her phone battery managed to die out before she could properly finish counting the 78 bodies. What a coincidence. She later ranted about how she with other protesters were throwing corpses at the foot of the soldiers, while also picking up expended bullet shells that have all disappeared the following day. Someone needs to check what has happened to DJ Switch's medication. The Lekki Lies was made possible not just by DJ Switch alone, but by the active collaboration of cloud chasers and jade celebrities who were eager to reinvent their brands. Nigerians must call them out before they share in the blame for the destruction that were carried out by people who, though there was really a massacre. From the definition of massacre, we can categorically state that what happened at the Lekki toll gate was never a massacre. We appeal to Nigerians to reach these celebrities through their social media handles that they use to spread fake news about the phantom massacre or protesters. Let us know them so that we can extract a prize for them. DJ Switch, Faust, Falana, Ifoma McDermott, Genevieve Naji, Deji Adeyaju, Aisha Yesufu, Peter and Paul Okoye, Mr. Macroni, that is Debo Adebayo, Davido, Bonaboy Kanu Okwo, Tiwa Savage, Fireball, Wizkid, Rema, etc., and the Amnesty International. We hope they are all happy for turning Nigerian cities into a burning pile. We hope they can still make it big in the cities whose economies have also been destroyed and set back by decades. The Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency says that demands that the Nigerian States and International Criminal Court hold the celebrities, starting with DJ Switch, responsible for so many avoidable deaths of innocent Nigerians and law enforcement personnel because of their fake news-driven protests. The Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency says judges shall consequently submit petitions against these individuals at the Lagos Investigative Panel, while also petitioning them to the International Criminal Court. All the celebrities and cloud chasers are guilty of war crimes and punishable under the ICC Convention. Thanks, and God bless you.